In this video, I would like to quickly show you how I'm going to plan out and then build the frame for my bike. And I need to take specific consideration for my axis part because I have mainly a very boxy object, and then in the inside I have a circle. But then again, the technique I'm going to use here is the same I used, for example, for the spokes or for example the handlebar. So I'm going to start with a cube. In edit mode, I'm scaling it down. In object mode, I'm going to rotate it. Again, I just want to have the modeling a little bit easier. So with object mode, I would not be able to move all those points along the object own orientation. And you can see this way I can quickly block out the first part for my bike. Okay, so maybe at this point then I'm going to add a loop cut roughly here and roughly there, and then select those faces and scale them out, and I move them to their final destination, so like there. And then as a second step, then I'm going to add those points here. And it's probably a little bit too wide, so let's scale this down so it feels right. Maybe like this. Okay, good. Then let's see what we have to do down here. So maybe actually I'm just modeling something first like this. So as you can see, I just extruded out this edge, so I can build a frame which I can use to help me visualize maybe the amount of points I might need. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That seems to be probably be okay. This part then I can extrude out. And yeah, I made a mistake. I extruded out only this one edge and not the whole face, so I have to do this again. Okay, well, that's good. And now I would like to insert my circle there. So to do this, I'm going to select with Alt-click this loop cut. Then I press Shift-A, add a circle. And of course I need 6 circles, 6 vertices. So that is okay. But yeah, I forgot to reset my 3D cursor. So again, having this cross section selected, I press Shift S, cursor to selected. You see now my 3D cursor is at the planar position, and then I can press Shift A again, circle, scale it down, and then rotate along the y-axis 90 degrees, maybe scale it a little bit. So that seems to probably to fit, and then let's patch in the missing faces. Here I have to select all faces to fill it. Okay, so that seems to seems to work. And maybe before I continue working, I'm turning on the subsurface modifier to see how this actually turns out. And I have an internal face in here. You see how this is slightly pinched there, and that's because there is a face inside. And when I remove this face, then of course the flow is corrected. So right now I have a design where this flows nicely down in a circular path, but actually I would like this to be more sharp. So I have to change my approach here a little bit, which means this does not work. So I'm going to add 2 loop cuts here, maybe 2 loop cuts here, 2 there, and see if I get a surface that follows that direction. Yeah, it does. Maybe 2 here. Okay. Those I move a little bit to there. Okay. And let's see, what do we have? How many points? I have 14 vertices. You see, instead of counting it by hand, I can select the loop cut, and then up here it tells me how many vertices are selected, so 14. So let's create a circle with 14 points and scale it down, and then let's see how this might work. Let's see if Bridge can actually do this job for us. It does. Good. Actually, this works. Great. Okay, now I would like to duplicate this, so I'm going to press Shift-D with this surface selected, and then I can move it over, and then press G and X, and then I have my snap turned on when I press Control, and you see it snaps to those points. And then I select only those points here and say remove doubles. I have to clean the orientation for the normals. And I have this transition modeled in. Well, the scale doesn't fit yet, so I have to scale it excluding the x-axis. So S and Shift X scales along Y and Z. And see maybe if by rotating this I could try to de-stress this mesh. You see, like, this would be something very bad. You can see how the polygon mesh is very twisted, so and try to rotate it to a degree that it looks good. Maybe like this. That seems to be fairly okay. And if I want, maybe I can move those out a little bit to give that part, for example, somewhat a thicker look. And then up here, now this is based on how I would like to approach this. I could maybe add some loop cuts inside or outside to start tightening the geometry. This upper part is to round, so maybe like this. Okay, so I guess we could call this one okay for the basic part. And then in the next movie, I'll show you how we, for example, build in the fork for the back part.